Vaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Cha Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Diriye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, Chapter 4, Sri Madhavendra Puri's devotional service, text 54 onwards. So yesterday we discussed how Madhavendra Puri, when he was at Govardhan, Krishna came to his dream and told him that he was hidden in bushes and it was very hard, so get him out of there and establish him on Govardhan. पाथरेर सिंहासने ठाकुर बसाइला बड़ा एक पाथर पृष्ठे अवलंब दीला. A big stone was made into a throne and the deity was installed upon it. Another big stone was placed behind the deity for support. ग्रामीण ब्राह्मण सब नव घट लाया गोविंद कुंडेर जल अनिल छानिया. All the Brahman priests of the village gathered together with new water pots, and water from Govindakund lake was brought there and filtered. Navashata ghata jal kaila upanita nana vadya bhedi baje strigan gai gita. When the deity was being installed, water was brought from Govindakund in hundreds of new pots. There were musical sounds of bugles and drums and the singing of women. केहा गाय केहा नाचे महोत्सव आइला दादी दुग्ध घृत आइला ग्रामयत चीला. During the festival at the installation ceremony, some people sang and some danced. All the milk, yogurt, and clarified butter in the village were brought to the festival. See, for deity installation, everybody gave whatever they had. All the milk, yogurt and clarified butter, which is ghee, in the village was brought to the festival. Bhog samagri aila sandeshadi jata nana upaharata kahite parikata. Various food and sweetmeats as well as other kinds of preparations were brought there. I am unable to describe all these. तुलसी आदि पुष्प वस्त्र आइला अनेक आपने माधव पुरी कैला अभिषेक. The villagers brought a large quantity of tulsi leaves, flowers, and various kinds of garments. Then Shri Madhavendra Puri personally began the abhishek or bathing ceremony. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas, it is stated that the deity should be bathed in water mixed with yogurt and milk, accompanied by the sounds of conch shells, bells, and other instruments, and the chanting of the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha, as well as the chanting of the Brahm Samhita verses beginning Chintamani Prakara Sadmashu Kalpa Vriksha. Amangala Dura Kari Karaila Snana Bahu Taila Diya Kaila Shriyanga Chikana. After all inauspicious things were driven away by the chanting of the mantra, the deity's bathing ceremony started. First, the deity was massaged with a large quantity of oil so that his body became very glossy. Panchagavya Panchamrite Snana Karaya Mahasnana Karaila Shata Ghatadina. After the first bathing, further bathings were conducted with Panchagavya and then with Panchamrit. Then the Mahasnan was performed with ghee and water, which had been brought in 100 pots. The ingredients of Panchagavya are milk, yogurt, ghee, cow urine, and cow dung. Panchagavya means the 5 elements, everything from cow. All these items come from the cow. Therefore, we can just imagine how important the cow is, since its urine and stool are required for bathing the deity. Can we imagine that? Urine and stool of cow urine and cow dung are required in the Abhishek ceremony of deities. The Panchamrit consists of 5 kinds of nectar: yogurt, milk, ghee, honey, and sugar, or it's actually sugar water. The major portion of this preparation also comes from the cow. To make it more palatable, sugar and honey are added. Puna taila diya kaila shriyanga chikan shankha gando dake kaila snana samadhan. After the Mahasnan was finished, the deity was again massaged with scented oil and his body became glossy. Then the last bathing ceremony was performed with scented water kept within a conch shell. In his commentary on this occasion, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes from the Hari Bhakti Vilas. Barley powder, wheat powder, vermilion powder or sindoor, urad dal powder, and another powder preparation called avata, made by mixing banana powder and ground rice, are applied to the deity's body with a brush made from the hair at the end of a cow's tail. This produces a nice finish. The oil smeared over the body of the beauty should be sent. The body of the deity should be scented. To perform the Mahasnan, at least 2.5 manas, about 24 gallons of water, are needed to pour over the body of the deity. It's very, very elaborate snan or abhishek. That's what happens in ISKCON temples. Suppose Krishna Janmashtami and now Radhashtami is coming up. So they'll do all this wonderful abhishekam. And not only this, what is mentioned in Hari Bhakti Vilas is juices of different fruits. That also is added for Abhishek. Shri Anga Marjan Kari Vasra Paraila Chandana Tulsi Pushpa Mala Angedila. After the body of the deity was cleansed, he was dressed very nicely with new garments. Then sandalwood pulp, tulsi garlands, and other fragrant flower garlands were placed upon the body of the deity. See, everywhere it is mentioned deity, not idol, murti. There's a difference between murti and archa vigraha. Huge difference. So when the sculptor he makes the murti, but at the time of the installation of the deity, we do the prana pratishtha, invoking, chanting auspicious mantra and invoking the deity, praying to the Lord to come and reside within that form. And then he accepts, and then it becomes a deity. Means then deity is non-different from the Lord. He has just appeared in this form to accept our service. That's all. Dhupa deep kari nana bhoga lagaila dadi dugdha sandeshadi yata kichuaila. After the bathing ceremony was finished, incense and lamps were burned, and all kinds of food offered before the deity. These foods included yogurt, milk, and as many sweetmeats as were received. So incense and lamps were burned in the sense they were offered to the Lord. So in the arti, after the bathing and the deity were dressed, then they performed the arati. Even arti also, different items are offered. Suvasita jal nav patre samarpila achman diya se tambula nivedila. The deity was first offered many varieties of food, then scented drinking water in new pots, and then water for washing the mouth. Finally, pan mixed with the variety of spices was offered. These are all the items or process of deity worship. So those who don't have faith, those who don't want to learn or know anything, they always comment on why is the Lord served with so much of opulence. See, you are offering so many food items. Abhishekam is done so elaborately, then the deity dresses are offered, then the arti, then the pan is offered. Why? Because everything comes from the Lord, and we worship the Lord as mentioned in the scriptures, so we try to do our best. Then when everything comes from the Lord, everything has to be offered back. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if you don't offer it back, you're considered a thief. And Krishna is so merciful. Whatever food items we offer, he gives it back to us. Okay, you enjoy. Now you enjoy. Now it has become prasad. Now you can enjoy. But those who don't have faith, or those who want others to lose faith, they always ask questions. And stupid questions, actually. Once I don't want to take his name, movie actor was saying, where is it said that you offer milk to the deity and you offer dairy? Have you studied all the scriptures? How can you even ask these questions? You have nothing to do with scriptures. You're a movie entertainer. That's all you are. And who gave you the right to ask judgment of the acharyas? But and another point they all come up with, oh, why waste milk in all this? And then all the milk is flown, they just throw it in the, it just goes waste. One should feed hungry people, at least feed one hungry person, and this and that. All sorts of nonsense arguments. Nonsense, complete nonsense. First of all, all these stupid people, should be called stupid fools and rascals. They don't go outside the liquor stores saying this, oh, why you're buying liquor? With your money, you should feed the poor people. So much of liquor is drunk every day, all over world and all over India also. Every day, crores and crores worth of liquor. And it doesn't give anybody any benefit. Only probably those who are selling and those who are preparing liquor, and maybe the government because they get excise tax or something. But those who are consuming it, what kind of benefit they get out? Nothing. Other than becoming and acting like a stupid person. So why all these entertainers, they don't, all these media people, they don't go and ask, oh, why should drink liquor? Give the money and feed some hungry people. Nobody goes and says that. And similarly, smokers, the tobacco people, only the tobacco manufacturers, they are making money. So what benefit one gets by smoking? Except burning his lungs and his trachea, that's all. What health benefit one gets? But we don't see anybody complaining about smokers. How about tobacco users, those who eat tobacco? There's no benefit. But nobody goes to them saying, oh, why don't you feed some hungry people instead of smoking, drinking, and chewing the tobacco? Nobody goes. Only when we are serving the Lord with the items that He has given us, and according to scriptures we are trying to serve, they have a problem. And actually, the agenda behind this is to put Sanatan Dharma down, the practices of Sanatan Dharma down. They want to cast this doubt in the minds of people who has some enmity. But those who are devotees, they'll always follow. For them, it doesn't matter. These fools and rascals, they don't matter. But those who are on the neutral path, they try to influence them. But this is all mentioned in the scriptures. And why it is mentioned, why to do? Because it's a part of deity worship, and deity worship means we are serving the Lord. Deity worship, we are pleasing the Lord. And there are elaborate items of deity worship. We don't even do everything because this is Kali Yuga. In Dwapar Yuga, deity worship was the main process for self-realization. Kali Yuga, we can't even do that elaborate deity worship because look at the jewelry that we offer to the deity. They're all basically plastic and some metal, not even pure gold or diamonds we can offer. Because there are so many hooligans and people can come and steal or do whatever nonsense. But the deities are so merciful. They accept even those plastic jewelry and they get pleased. Okay, that's okay. And they still engage us in this service. The clothes that we offer, it's not pure silk that should be offered. It's all mixture. But this is all we can afford right now. But the deities, they're non-different from the Supreme Lord, Radha and Krishna, in the deity form. And how they are served in the spiritual world. Sometimes we read in different scriptures how they are served over there. And that should be the mood, actually. That should be the process of serving the deities. But we have limitations. So this is all we can do. But even on that, people have questions or comments. Aratrika kari leila bahut astavan, dandavat kari kaila atmasamarpan. After the last offering of Tambul and Palm, Bhoga Aratrik was performed. Finally, everyone offered various prayers and then obeisances, falling flat before the deity in full surrender. So this is how Arti and other offerings should be done properly, and afterwards one should surrender fully before the deities. Here, when we see people go to the temple, they are even shy of offering full dandavats in front of the deity. Of course, ladies do only Panchang Pranam and men do Ashtanga Pranam. But even for that, people are not ready. Why we do this Dandavat or Ashtanga Pranam, falling flat before the deity? That we are surrendered. We are taking shelter of your lotus feet. You do whatever you want. This is one of the prayers of surrender. Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tumhar. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. You Maru, you want to kill me, you want to forgive me, it's all up to you. I am surrendered. We will do, those who don't surrender in front of Krishna, they will surrender because we have to surrender somewhere. We are not all powerful. So we surrender before Maya. We surrender before, say, police officer, a judge, a doctor. Like if we have to get some surgery done, we go to the doctor, we pay him money, and we sign on the paperwork that if something goes wrong, I'll not sue you. And we then lie down on the surgery table or whatever it is called. And we lie down. We are fully surrendered. Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tua, we tell the surgeon. And he can do whatever. He puts anesthesia and we don't even know what he's doing. He can kill us. But we surrender. We surrender before the politicians or other government officials because we cannot do anything. But we don't want to surrender before the Lord who says, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashyami ma shacham. I'll relieve you of all the sinful reactions. Do not worry. Just surrender. And his surrender is not even like the surrender we have to surrender to police or to doctors. All he says, surrender means following the instructions of the Lord properly. All he says, Man manabha madhvakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. That's all. And with this surrender, what will happen? It's not going to benefit Krishna. It's only going to benefit us. This is for our benefit, ultimate benefit. But we don't want to surrender. We don't even want to offer obeisances, falling flat before the deity in full surrender. Gramera yatek tandul dali godhum churnam sakala aniya dela parvathaila purna. As soon as the people of the village had understood that the deity was going to be installed, they had brought their entire stocks of rice, dal, and wheat flour. They brought such large quantities that the entire surface of the top of the hill was filled. This is Braj. These are Brajvasis. This is how much they love Krishna. They brought their entire stocks of rice, dal, and wheat flour. And so much they brought, the entire surface of the top of Govardhan Hill was filled. Entire surface. And Govardhan Hill, now we go, it's about 21 kilometers of circumference that we have to do parikrama. That time it was even bigger. 500 years ago, it's slowly is going down, they're getting smaller and smaller. Not even 500 years, it has to be more because it was before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. That's Brajvasis. कुंभकार घरे चिला ये मृद भाजान सब नैला प्राते चंदिला रंधान. When the villagers brought their stock of rice, dal, and flour, the potters of the village brought all kinds of cooking pots, and in the morning, the cooking began. Dash vipra anna randhi kare ek stupa, jana pancha randhe vyan, janadinana supa. 10 Brahmins cooked the food grains, and 5 Brahmins cooked both dry and liquid vegetables. वन्य शाक फल मूले विविध व्यंजन केह बड़ा बड़ी कड़ी करे विप्रगान. The vegetables preparations were made from various kinds of spinach, roots and fruits collected from the forest, and someone made bada and badi by mashing dal. In this way, the Brahmins prepared all kinds of food. Jana pancha shataruti kare rashi rashi. Anna vyanjan sabha vahe grite bhasi. 5 to 7 men prepared a huge quantity of chapatis, which were completely covered with ghee, as were all the vegetables, rice, and dal. Nava vastra pati tare, Palashera Pata, Randi Randi Taru Upar, Rashi Kaila Bhata. All the cooked rice was stacked on palash leaves, which were now on new cloths spread over the ground. तार पाशे रोटी राशेर पर्वत हाइल सूप आदि व्यंजन भांड चौदी के धरील. Around the stack of cooked rice were stacks of chapatis, and all the vegetables and liquid vegetable preparations were placed in different pots and put around them. तार पाशे दधि दुग्ध माठा शिखरीन पायस मठाई सार पाशे धारियान. Parts of yogurt, milk, buttermilk, and shikarini, sweet rice, cream, and solid cream were placed alongside the vegetables. In this kind of ceremony, which is called annakut, cooked rice is stacked like a small mountain for prasadam distribution. So other day we were studying the prasadam offered at the house of Advaita Acharya. Now there is prasadam, a bhoga being offered on top of Gordon Hill for Gopalji. Hena mate annakut karila sajan, puri gosai gopalera kaila samarpan. In this way, the annakut ceremony was performed, and Madhendra Puri Goswami personally offered everything to Gopal. Making me hungry again. Anyways, we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Prabhuji, when at home we bring a new idol, how do we do the pran pratishtha at home?
You can call the devotees, Sut Goswami Prabhu from the temple, and he can do. But the point is, if you do pran pratishtha, then everyday service has to be done. Of course, not as elaborate as in the temple, but service has to be done.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Mata. Chalo, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri.